So there are no such things as mistakes, only calibrations. We're just calibrating to where is that sweet spot in the sound? Where is that sweet spot in the dynamics, the speed, my thinking, my technique? There's no such thing as a mistake, only calibrations. In order to calibrate, acknowledge the surface issue and identify the underlying issue. This is really big, and we're going to dive into this. So I'll say it one more time and then give you a specific example. In order to calibrate, acknowledge the surface issue and identify the underlying issue. So one of my big statements to my students is, you miss it, you mark it. You miss it, you mark it. Don't wait till the second time you miss that G sharp to put a courtesy accidental. You miss it, you mark it. Just right then and there, clean as you go, right? But let's use that example of missing the G sharp to see, okay, what's the surface issue and then what's the underlying issue? So if you just mark the accidental, that's great because you have solved the problem for that one spot. It's very unlikely you're going to continue to play a G natural if there's a very clearly written sharp right there. However, if you want to indulge in and experience the alchemy of mistakes, you've got to look at the underlying issue, which is, why did you miss the G sharp? So if you missed the G sharp because there was a G sharp earlier in the measure and it carried through, but you didn't catch the fact that it carried through, that's the underlying issue, is that you're not as intimately familiar with this concept of the accidental carrying through the measure. And you can develop a philosophy that instead of just going, oh, I know accidentals carry through the measure, switch your thinking to, okay, I saw an accidental. I'm going to proactively look for the next one that's just like it. So that when you dive into your next piece of music, every time you see an accidental, you immediately search for the notes that are going to repeat that accidental in the measure. Or let's say you missed the G sharp because the piece was in A major and you're just not as comfortable in A major as you are with some of the other keys. Rather than just solving that one problem in that one spot, you can say, okay, here is an area of my playing where I need to develop. Let me create an exercise where I'm going to play A major every day this week. First one octave, then two, first in eighth notes, then in triplets. Design an exercise where now A major is going to become part of your flute playing life. And then here's the cool thing. Not only did missing that G sharp cause you to take a better look at your flute playing, but by responding to your understanding of what the underlying issue was and doing something about it, you've now created positive ripple effects in every situation like it for the rest of time. If you're better at A major because you missed that G sharp, every time you're in that key for the rest of your life, you're going to benefit now from the fact that you dug a little deeper with this one mistake. So this is actually the really, really basic concept that's at the root of what I'm calling the alchemy of mistakes.